see the way they hate. And I know better than to listen to the people who are calling us slaves. I can feel the sunlight shining.
Well, good morning, everyone. My name's Brian, and today is Wednesday, September 11th, 2024, and this is episode 771 of the Lots Project podcast, and it's titled Looking for the Noise. I'll be chatting about a few stories from staying out at the cabin, running in the desert, clearing some trees, and so much more. Good morning. Good morning. Why don't we grab a cup of coffee, see who's in the live chat, hang out for a little bit, and we will we'll have a little conversation. Good morning. How is everyone doing today? Looks like Pip's in early with a bit of a hangover. He said, go easy on the noise. Hell of a hangover going on down there in Florida. I took a shot every time it seemed like a candidate was telling an obvious lie. Rest in peace, Pip. I was looking forward to seeing you at SRF, but if you continue to drink large quantities of alcohol, you're probably not going to make it. Anyway, Pip made it through. God, I hope. How many of you watched the debate? How many of you took 90 minutes of your time yesterday and watched the debate? I did not. I will tell you that up front. I caught a little bit of the gist of it from some social media, mostly Nostr. And then I read a 5-point recap from the BBC this morning to see if they were on board with either one of the two candidates or if it was pretty much unbiased. But Anyway, Rewilder Life said, glad I went to bed. No debate. Jamie Off-Grid Ping, thanks for popping in. Blakesley Acres, how we doing? I'm going to see you here in a couple weeks. That's interesting. That's cool. I always like meeting people in person. Had a nice chat with Backwoods Butcher last night, and it appears he's heading down and we'll make it out to one of the Delinquent Gully days. So exciting to hear that. Food Forest Farm says rain days are back. Rain is back out in the Pacific Northwest. Hunter, good morning over on Twitch. Thanks for popping in. Hunter didn't watch the debate. Food Forest Farms talking salad. A salad bowl won't hurt your head and is definitely a fantastic cure for a hangover. Emil Myers over in the vertical feed says Trump or Kamala. I don't vote. I don't fucking care which one. They're one in the same. Good morning, Hanging Laundry. It's been a while. Thanks for popping in. Says good morning. Couldn't bear to watch that last night. Hunter says I'm hoping for a highlight reel soon, and that's kind of my theory with it. I am not going to sit down and watch 90 minutes. I think it was 90 minutes from what I'm seeing. Somebody said 2 hours or 90 minutes or some shit like that. I'll take the TikTok clips. I'll take the sound bites. That's all it is anyway. They're talking a bunch of fucking bullshit. They're saying what they're either being fed or whatever. I'll wait for the sound bites. I heard there were a few solid sound bites. Pijungjang. I can't say that. I don't speak Chinese, Japanese, Korean. I'm not even sure what language it is. I'm sorry. I apologize. Asks if I have guns. I may or may not have guns. They may have fallen overboard with all my Bitcoin. I was out on a boat and I was having some fishing time out in the lake, and all of a sudden a huge storm came through and the wind started blowing. And the boat started rocking back and forth, and I was lucky to make it out with my life, but I lost all my guns and my Bitcoins and my fishing gear. Canadian Farmstead says Pepsi or Coke. That white powder will keep you going. And guns are cool. Guns are cool. Pew pews are definitely fun. Wilder Life says, I just heard we're eating dogs. Yeah, the whole Haitian immigrant thing in Ohio is kind of spiraling out of control. With them talking about them eating stray dogs and shit. Is this the reoccurrence? So like there's like a wave, things happen in waves. Is this the new Chinese restaurant picking up all the stray pets? Is this the new version of that? Pip says got about 40 minutes in and passed out. It's so loud on the forklift right now. Jamie says the circus was in full swing last night. Good morning, Jim. Thanks for stopping in. Appreciate that. Let me see if my Nostr feed is working over here. There it is. Thanks for popping in over there, Jim. Appreciate it. Oh boy. Oh. Food Forest Farm says Camel Toe did well enough to be scary. Off-Grid Ping made an observation, says, found it's interesting they're moving these debates to no audience. Could this be for AI debates in the future? Probably in the future. I heard that I saw a little plug or a little thing that said Kamala had earbuds in, not earbuds, audio earrings. Wasn't there something with Killary when Killary was debating? They always said she had an earpiece in or something. I don't remember much. Backwoods Butcher. Look at that guy. I told him last night all the things we were saying about him every morning when he didn't show up, and look at that. He shows up. Welcome back to the show. Welcome to the audience, man. Backwoods Butcher says, don't mess with a man that's forklift certified. I am legitimately forklift certified in several different capacities, several different weight classes. I am a forklift master, along with most any other equipment you want to put me in. Give me a few minutes, I'll figure out how to run it. So if you're in West Tennessee, you're looking for an operator that works not on payroll, but if you need some side work done, might know a guy that you could contact. Kevin Coughlin over on the vertical feed says, vote for Donald Trump as a vote for a man who wants to bang his own daughter, you creep. Does he? Has Donald Trump come out and said he wants to bang his own daughter? I mean, not saying I wouldn't take a run at her if I was single. Oh, wait, he's married. Rewild their life values are peace and sleep too much to watch the clown show. Hagen Laundry says, a friend told her about the town in Ohio, said they were taking pets. Scary to hear. I don't know if that's AI or not. I haven't talked about it really because I'm not sure if it's real. And I haven't made my way to Ohio to see if there's Haitians running in the streets stealing people's pets for food. I just haven't, so I'm not sure. Backwoods Butcher finally comes to the front and says he does have AIDS, and that's his struggle getting up in the morning. He has to take all the medications, and it takes up a lot of his time. Hunter says he has a daughter. I think Trump has like several daughters. Wait, is one of his daughters a stepdaughter? Is one of his adult female daughters, I guess female daughters is redundant, but is one of Trump's adult daughters, is that through marriage? Coworker number 4 is wondering if his daughter is hot. I mean, have you seen his wives? Backwoods Butcher says, the body cam I watched looked pretty real. Oh, so they got body cams of they got body cams in the Haitian thing. I really didn't dig into it. I saw it in passing and I was like, oh, more Chinese restaurant stories. Like, seriously, it's been done before. But if this town is actually being overridden by Haitians, interesting. Hanging Laundry said Donald J. Trump has made lustful comments about his full-blooded daughters. So have I. So, I mean, whatever. Oh, no. Not only the Haitians stealing pets, Backwoods Butcher says that they have body cam footage of a woman in Ohio eating a cat in a driveway. Was it raw, or did she cook it up right there? Hunter's requesting that Kyle makes Haitian pet jokes in his butchering class at SRF. I mean, Kyle, I know you're busy doing rabbits and possibly lamb, but could we add some cats to the program? Oh, anyway, what's in the cup today? We got GSD blend from Food Forest Farms in the cup. It is going to Backwoods Butcher's way ahead of me. Oh, now we're talking. Food Forest Farms says raw pussy. Now we're talking about Trump again. It's Haitian immigrants for Trump. They're just there grabbing the pussy. Oh, no. GSD blend from foodforestfarms.com is fantastic. Fantastic blend that Brian from Food Forest Farms and Brian from the Lots Project came up with. I asked him for a solid light roast blend for a blue collar worker that wants to get up, has a shitload of stuff to do, wants his pot of coffee, only needs one pot of coffee. He's not going to be jittery, and he's going to have a bunch of energy going through the day. He nailed it. Proprietary blend, put together naturally highest in caffeine as it can be, using without adding caffeine. Tastes fantastic, sits well in the cup, sits well in the mouth, and sits well in the gut. You're going to be out running around getting your shit done, and you're not going to be jittery, shaky, or anything. Check it out today, GSD blend at foodforestfarms.com, foodforestfarms.com, where the shipping's always free and the prices are incredible. And if you want to try it, but the price is just a little too high, maybe like 5% or 10% too high, use LOTS10, LOTS10 to grab 10% off and the free shipping. Grab some today. Give it a try. You won't be disappointed. Off-Grid Ping says, I mean, certain cultures that does happen. My parents lived in the Philippines for years and said their neighbors' dogs got stolen once a week. Yeah, I mean, people put up the sign. People put up the sign or post the picture of the billboard that has all the animals on it. It says, where do you cross the line from pet to food or some shit? They had rabbit to the pet side of a horse. I would eat a rabbit way, way quicker than a horse. I can't say that I've had the opportunity to eat a horse. I've heard that it's not bad. But rabbit, we ate hundreds of rabbits. I don't know why rabbit is to the pet side of a horse. Wildlife Life says horse is pretty good. Isn't it pretty common? Like beef is an American thing. Like as much beef as we consume. Goat is pretty prevalent around the world. I think horse in a lot of countries. Horse is devoured. I don't know. We got this weird tunnel vision in the U.S. that it's got to be beef, chicken, pork, the other white meat, and grains. Canadian Farmstead said butchers used to leave rabbits' feet on so people would know it's not cat. I could see that. Oh, we got a whole political rally going on over in the we got a Trump spooge fest over in the vertical feed. I love Trump. Do you? Kamala's like the border, legs wide open, hose for Harris. Jesus Christ. Oh, Backwards Butcher said, I'm always looking for something that sits well in the mouth. Very true. Coworkers number 4 says we be real American. Write in Ron Paul. I don't think Ron wants the job anymore. I think Ron moved on. Unfortunately, Jim says he thinks of horse meat as a French thing. Yeah. Anyway, if you watched the debate last night, if you took the time to watch the debate last night, I apologize. Did you learn anything? Did it sway your opinion? So aren't presidential debates, aren't they to put information out there for people to be like, let me consider the candidates. We're going to have a debate. I'm not sure who I want to pick. Let's talk about the issues. From what I understand, it was just a circus of them going back and forth and trashing on each other and whatever. Did it change anybody's mind? At this point in September, with all the divisiveness, with with all the bullshit, with all the trumpet up, the trumpets out there, and the hose for Harris, I think is what they're called. All the Harris supporters. Debate change anybody's name or change anybody's did it change anyone's opinion? Rewilder Life says Cheech and Chong get my vote. I mean, I don't vote, and the main reason, like the if I had to give a reason among the many reasons, I would say I don't give my power to choose things to other people. By voting for them, I'm giving them my confidence that I give them my ability to choose, and I don't. Jim says, did not watch the debate, not participating in any more of it. Yeah. Jesse James wondering what the channel's about. Channel is about, this show in the morning, Monday through Friday, It's kind of a water cooler, coffee pot, break room at work, kind of. Let's bullshit about what's going on in my life, what's going on in the live audience's life. I bring up topics, we talk about things. As far as overall, I am a anarchist living in an RV full time. My wife and I traveled around for a while. Now we're sitting down in West Tennessee working on an off grid property for a person in my network. We're installing cabins, a permaculture kind of wonderland education center, and all sorts of stuff. So lots of off-grid stuff, lots of product reviews. That's another thing I do as an Amazon influencer. I do product videos, and I also post them on the YouTube channel. So it's a lot about a lot of stuff. So thanks for stopping in. I appreciate it. Hit the subscribe and check out the channel, check out the videos, and yeah. Food Forest Farm says odds of a close finish and shenanigans are certain now. She did well enough to be viable. Vote early and vote often. The 2024 presidential election where your votes don't matter and we're going to make it all up and we're just going to put in who we want. So glad you're all fucking fired up about it for months on end. Dino Boy 909 says, "Is American History X your favorite movie?" It's not my favorite movie by any means. It's a solid flick. I mean, the man realizes his error in his ways of being a fucking psycho racist and tries to come out the other end a better person. So I think that's, everybody focuses on the fucking curb stomp, but I'm pretty sure the dude in the end realized that it wasn't the right thing. And he's ashamed of himself. Canadian Farmstead nails it, says, "I already know who's going to win, not the American people." Yeah. You got it. Thanks for the advice from above, baby Castro. Backwoods Butcher, always with a on-time comment, says that movie went downhill after the first half. Oh, anyway, a couple stories from the cabin I had on the list here. Just kind of hanging out there. It'd been, actually, one of them was from a couple weeks ago before we got sick, and then the other one was from yesterday or this past weekend. One thing was, we were selling, and we still have them available. Paracord keychains, Paracord. Oh my God. Jesse James, you're a piece of shit. My buddies died for you. They didn't die for me. I didn't ask them to go. So you can vote. Don't ever complain about shit. I don't care. Because you didn't vote. Fuck this channel. Thanks. The military is here so you can vote. We are fighting them over there, so we don't have to fight them over here. Have a good day, Jesse. Sorry your friends signed up for the military. Whatever, dude. Anyway, so we're out at the cabin. I mean, I appreciate everybody's service and the military and blah, blah, blah. I don't agree with what they do. I don't agree with the fact that I need to vote. What does my vote do? Like, mathematically, we could go down many lines with this, Jesse. Mathematically, what does my vote do? B, if I don't agree with either candidate, why should I capitulate to them and vote for the lesser of both evils? My vote is showing my confidence in someone to do what I feel and convey my opinions and represent me. There's no candidate that represents me. And I don't give them the power to make those decisions for me. So your friends didn't die for me to vote. And your friends died for me to be able to vote or not vote. They also died for you to be able to talk like that in the comments. They also died for me to be able to talk about this on my show. If that's your stance. Anyway, we're out at the cabin. So we sell paracord keychains, survival bracelets, things like that. And everybody's like, "Oh, well, I'll never use that. It's a fashion piece. It's just a keychain, this and that." Lo and behold, we used one. We were looking for, Corey needed some paracord for something. Oh, to make her paper towel holder in the kitchen. She's like, "Oh, I could just string some paracord from side to side. We'll put the paper towel roll on it and use it as a paper towel holder. Do you have any paracord?" I was like, man, I think I got some down in the truck. I'm not sure. She goes, "Oh, wait, I have a paracord bracelet. In my bag. We'll just take it apart. We'll use that paracord and then we'll make a new one. We'll replace it." I was like, holy shit, we used one. Not only are they fashionable, they're functional. So that was cool. Jim says, "Who here has served?" I didn't. I saw what it did to my dad. And by the way, happy birthday, Dad! September 11th, my dad's birthday. Happy birthday! Appreciate that. And yeah, I mean, my dad served. My dad fought in Vietnam. Like it's not that I don't respect the people that do that and dedicate their time. Do I agree with what they're doing? No. But do I agree with their choice to go do it? Yes. Same with a cop. Do I agree with what they're doing? No. If they're a piece of shit, do I not particularly care for them? No. Are there good people that are cops? Yeah. Do I wonder why they went into a profession that does things that I don't agree? Yeah. Is it a fucking fine line to walk? Yeah. In the end, do I agree with the goodness of the person or the job that they willingly chose to do? Maybe they didn't know, but the fact that they're still there, that gets tough. So here's Jesse James's big fucking brilliant brainiac comeback. So the guys in the military in World War II died for nothing. Your freedom means nothing. This guy is something else. Then why don't you get the fuck out? Love it or leave it, baby. Jim says, how many times do I have to vote to complain? I voted for decades, did nothing. We're in this shit because I stopped voting. And he served in the military. So, whatever. So, yeah, Hanging Laundry says, happy birthday, Papa Lots. Yeah, happy birthday, Dad. I'll give you a call later. Canadian Farm says that never forget the pharmaceutical companies were struggling to get enough raw materials for their opioids till this day. Right? What natural resources in the country we're going to evade for freedom next? You know what, Jesse James? I would be all okay with the military if they brought everyone back to the United States if they brought them all back here. We had all our defense here. We did not do one act of aggression towards any other country ever, and we only defended ourselves. Fuck being the world police. Fuck being the purveyor of freedom all over the country. Abide by the non-aggression principle, and don't fucking hurt people, and don't steal their shit after you hurt them. It's easy. Food Forest Farm says 169 foreign bases to protect our corporate assets. Absolutely. That's where it's at. It's a money thing, man. It ain't about freedom. It ain't about freedom. And if you think your freedoms are being protected, keep voting. Anyway, so used Paracord bracelet, actually used it, refurbished or replenished it, have another one on hand, save the ends. But man, it was handy. It was handy for sure. Bring them back and cut all the funding and hanging laundry. Great point. Why are we sending all this money to all these other countries? Why do we have people all? Yeah, Food Forest Farms. It's the war for empire. Yeah. Just live your life. Do your shit. Make your life better and worry about fucking you. Because no matter if Kamala Trump or Trump Harris or Harris Trump or Biden Harris, Harris Walls, Trump Vance, whatever the fuck, doesn't matter who's there. Not at all. It won't affect your day today. It won't affect your day tomorrow if you don't let it. It's all going to go the same. It doesn't change. The course has been set. It's not by the president. Love it or leave it, bitch. Just keep voting. Another thing from the cabin the other day. So this past weekend, it was great. So I'm very proud of my wife. My wife is starting. She's running again. She's getting herself in shape. One of the John Palmer, good morning. Thanks for popping in. He says, I don't understand why people get so upset and people exercising their right not to vote. They should be happy. It dilutes the pool. If I vote haphazardly with no candidate in mind and I vote for the wrong person, it takes away your vote. So whatever. Food Forest Farm says they'll just keep hiding the alien tech. Yeah, I mean, they will. They will. So Corey, I'm very proud of her. She's doing great. She's dedicated. I mean, she's going. I had to really temper her as she healed from our COVIDs to not push it. It's also been hot here, but she's made adjustments. She worked in the morning. She went on a run. Feeling great. Anyway, one of the cool little gadgets she picked up to help her with stats, because you make it fun, you make it interesting. You watch your stats and things. She bought a Garmin watch, GPS watch, to track her activity. And so she's been messing with that. I'm really actually interested in grabbing one to see the things that when I'm working out at Delinquent Scully, when I'm doing the elevation changes, when I'm doing impromptu workouts out there, like I'm interested. She's showing me all the different stats and things on it, and it's pretty cool. It's pretty cool. And so I'm thinking about picking one up. They're like $200. Rewilder Life says, does it have a monthly fee? I want to do a 5K. It doesn't have like a training Corey, does your Garmin have training programs for free? Okay, she's not sure about the training program. She knows they have one. She doesn't know if they cost money or not on the Garmin, Rachel. There's no monthly fee to use it to just have the stats. You could very easily find a training program and then follow it with your watch. But it tracks everything, not just when you're exercising, sleep health, stress levels, all sorts of different shit. But it also counts your steps. You know, and that's a popular thing is I got to get my steps. I want to get my steps for the day. And so Rewilder Life says I was tossing that or an Apple Watch. Yeah. Jesse James still back at it. I guess Veterans Day or Memorial Day means nothing. Well, Veterans Day is an honoring of the people that serve. So you can say, hey, how's it going, man? Memorial Day is an honor of the people that died for what? Seriously, Jesse, do you think you're free in the United States? Like, honestly. What freedom? Do you think if we didn't have the military, we would be strung up in prison cells and working in work camps? Or I'm curious how free you think we are. Anyway, Garmin watch. Corey's been tracking her steps. It's been pretty cool. It's cool. It's nice because now she has settings where when we go on the dog walks, she can put that. She hits that button, and she hits that button and it tracks our walks every day. So yesterday she was able to be like, hey, how many miles do you think we've walked this week so far for dog walks? We take a 40-minute walk in the morning. We take an afternoon walk, and we're over 10 miles this week walking the dogs. And so we've been talking about it. We've been joking about it. And we were out at the cabin this past weekend, and the dogs were wrestling. It was Sunday morning or Sunday, late morning. We were getting ready. Jesse says, what are you doing now? Go to China, North Korea, Iran. Go there and say anything like you're doing now. You do realize that there's other countries that don't have huge military industrial complexes, that don't go out and fucking shoot brown people because they have oil. They don't invade countries because they have resources. That can talk on the internet too, right? Right. You do realize that? Huh. Maybe not. Maybe the US is the only country you can go on the internet and talk. So Sunday morning, and I'm outside. Corey's inside getting stuff ready to pack up and load out. I'm outside kind of cleaning up, doing a little things here and there. And the dogs got all wound up. Food Forest Farm says, I think I can do my show from Chile without much problem. How about El Salvador? Do you think we could go to El Salvador and be free? I don't know how strong El Salvador's military is, but I'm pretty sure if you want to go down there, you can pretty much do what you want. So Corey's cleaned up. The dogs get. We're trying to figure out our dog walking out there. Like I said, we've walked over 10 miles this week already, over the last 6 days. With the dogs, but it's a short walk there right now until I get Are you serious? Jesse says, are you serious? We protect the world from each other. Do you realize how fucking stupid that sounds? So we don't get to walk the dogs as much, like a fraction, actually. It is way hillier, but they don't get as big long a walk for the 2 days. So they get a little extra energy by Sunday morning. And so the dogs are kind of wrestling. They're pouncing around in the cabin, and it's just a wood floor, and no crawl space, blah blah blah. All that, so you can hear it. It is super fucking loud, super loud, crashing, banging. They're 180 and 140 pounds, respectively. So they're wrestling. It's like two adult men wrestling in the cabin. And I'm listening to this shit. I'm like, what the fuck is going on? Finally, I hear Corey like, settle down, guys, settle down. Let him get some energy out. And so they calm down. And I'm outside dicking around. And all of a sudden I hear this tap, 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 tap. And it sounded like Clyde. Clyde will get super excited, and he can't help but wag his tail. And his tail is like a fucking wiffle ball bat. More like a baseball bat. Soft wooden baseball bat. But in the camper and other places, like when it bangs against the wall, it's really loud. His tail is super strong. Like it would whack you in the leg. You're like, holy shit. So I was thinking that Clyde was sitting next to the wall or the floor or something, and it was like he was beating a drum because he was so excited. It was I felt like that's what it was. But it kept going and going and going. I'm like, Jesus, he's gonna bruise his tail, he's gonna break his tail. This fucking sucks. What the hell is going on? So finally I came around the side of the camper and I said, hey, how is Clyde, what the fuck is that noise, to Corey? I'm like, is Clyde's tail banging against the wall? She's like, no, I'm getting my steps in for the day. She's inside marching in place, getting her steps. And it was her on the floor. Tap, 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 tap. She was like she was in a fucking marching band or something. I was like, at least come around and walk around the outside of the cabin, something. Oh my God. Jesse has a question for you all. Jesse has a question. Explain something to me. Why does everybody want to come to this country? They don't. Everybody doesn't want to come here, first of all, Jesse. Take Cuba. People risk their lives to cross 80 miles of ocean. Tell this shit to the Cubans in Florida. You know why they come here? Because we have fucking welfare. We have a welfare state that hands out shit to anybody that shows up and needs support. There's a economics guy that famously said, you can have open borders or you can have a welfare state, but you can't have both. There's a reason for that. Why do people want to come here? Because it's freer than where they are, and they have a lot of fucking help. The caravans of people that come from Central America, do you know why they're coming? Because they're promised money. Among other things. Jesse says, like me and my wife. I am not on government assistance. If I got a fraction of the taxes I paid back, I'd be excited. Jim brings up a good point. We should put the Garmin on. Put the Garmin on Clyde, on his tail. You'll get 1 million steps a day, Corey. Food Forest Farm says, I'm figuring out how to get out without having to pay an exit fee. There is that. I heard. Backwoods Butcher says he heard goose stepping counts as 2 steps. And Jim finally said, "Screw Jesse. Yeah, I'm not wasting any more time with him." Oh, one at a time, guys. One at a time. They'll figure it out. One at a time. Fuck. Anyway, we can move on from old Jesse. Backwoods Butcher says, in response to Jesse, why do all the people want to come here? They're here for our blue jeans and husky white women, damn it. Jesse says, serious, good luck to you. Hope life is healthy and good. Man, that's all I can ask for you. I hope you go through your day. I hope you find happiness in every day. I hope you progress towards a life that you want, that fulfills you, that you get everything you want and you find a way to do it. If that's through voting, if that's through trolling on the internet, if that's whatever you want, that's all I wish for you. I want everyone to live the life they want. I live by the non-aggression principle. I don't want anybody to hurt anybody or steal their shit. That's all I care. Leave me the fuck alone to do what I want to do. I'll leave you the fuck alone to do what you want to do. And there's no way that I can vote for someone that's going to allow that. Neither Trump, nor Harris, nor anybody else they want to put in there isn't ever going to leave me the fuck alone to determine what my best interests are and how to make that happen. Matt Reisinger says, I would roast you, but my parents told me I'm not supposed to burn trash. Fuck. He says, I should really use that comeback on someone. I like it, Matt. I like it. I like it. I have to save that one. I appreciate that for sure. So, good luck, Jesse. Good luck. I hope your candidate wins. I hope your candidate wins and it fulfills all your dreams and it's great. So appreciate you, man. Hit the subscribe, hit the like. Like I don't mind you being around. I don't have to agree with you to have you in the audience. I really don't. So have a good day, man. Last night, Corey and I were looking for something to watch during dinner. We wrapped up the LuLaRoe documentary. Those people are in a fucking fantasy land. Holy shit. I don't know if their shit. I don't know if their company blew up too fast. If they were like that before, but holy god, the husband and wife there that run that place. Holy shit. Hearing it from the ex sales reps and like the people that did really well there, and then some of the ex employees. Wow, what a fucking mess. But anyway, we finished that and we wanted something to watch during dinner. And so Corey was looking through documentaries and shit. And since she's into running again, she picked this thing called Desert Runners. I feel inadequate now. Hang on, Laundry says grumpy vertical feed. Guys, I'm considering, or I've been contemplating and trying to work it out, kind of not reformatting the show, rebranding the show. And I was going to nickname the vertical feed the trash bin, the dumpster fire. I haven't come up with a good one for the vertical feed yet. But yeah, going to be a slight rebrand to convey what the show is. It's really morphed in the 2+ years I've been doing it. And I think I found the content that I enjoy. Rewilder Life says those ultra marathoners are nuts. Yeah. Okay. So this documentary was about not only ultra marathoners that run the ultra marathons through the desert, but this one specifically was following this one was following. It was like 6 people. It was like 6 they were following. Was it 4 or 6 that were trying to complete the Grand Slam, the 4 Desert Grand Slam? And what this is they run 4 ultra marathons through 4 different deserts in the world within a calendar year. Now, if you guys don't know what an ultra marathon is, it's 250 kilometers or 150 miles. It happens over a course of 5 days. 5 days, I believe. It's the equivalent of running like 6 marathons in 5 days. That would be in itself mind-boggling to me. I used to run probably 10 years ago. I was pretty big into running. I was actually training for a marathon, half marathon, did a bunch of 5Ks, a couple 10Ks. So 6 marathons in 5 days on a road course in ideal conditions would be, to me, is just like incomprehensible. And they kept talking about this throughout the documentary. These people are talking like, I can't go back and talk to my friends because I can't talk to my friends about this because they have no idea what it's like. I have no idea what it's like. You can't even start to comprehend one portion of this, let alone this whole fucking thing. So the second part is they're running through deserts. They're running through fucking deserts. They started in Chile, in the driest desert, the driest climate on Earth that hasn't rained. I think it was 400 fucking years since it's rained there. And these folks are going to go run 150 miles. They're running through sand. They're running through whatever fucking conditions. It's through the fucking desert. So they start in Chile. They do the Gobi in China. They do the Sahara. And the 4th one is in fucking Antarctica. Because the definition of desert doesn't necessarily have anything to do with temperature. It has everything to do with how arid it is. The last stage of this 4 deserts Grand Slam is in fucking Antarctica. So the first 3 that they're running, it's like 115 degrees, no rain, whatever, blah, blah, blah. And it's just like, it looks miserable. The last one they run, it was -15 the whole time. And I'm like, you know what? I've run in -15. I don't know how many people can say that. I did a training run. I was training for a marathon that was going to be in March. Obviously, the training program is extended for a marathon. I did a training run, a 3 or 4 mile training run, where it was negative double digits. It wasn't fun to do it that. I can't imagine doing 150 fucking miles of it. So the weather extremes are just one thing. The distance, the endurance, and then the fact that these people wanted to do it 4 times in a calendar year. John Palmer says it sounds like torture. Absolutely. Watching these people it looked like torture. Food Forest Farm says you can do anything you think you can. And that was the most amazing part about it. So they were interviewing the people before they started this, and then throughout it, they followed these 4 or 6 people that were trying to complete the Grand Slam. The one dude's like 56 years old. He's like, I never ran until I was 30. He was from Ireland. He says in the early 80s, a running fad took off in Ireland, and I watched a marathon. I watched a friend of our family's run through a city, run through our town, and the banners and everything, and people cheering him on. He's like, I was hooked. He's like, so for the last 25 years, I've been running. He says, I haven't run an ultra marathon, but I saw this race and I just wanted to do it. I wanted to do the desert ultra marathon. And then I might as well do the 4. Dude ended up completing at 56 years old. He was the oldest guy that ever completed the Grand Slam. Completed all 4 races within a calendar year. Another guy that they followed he was ex British special forces, all sorts of shit. His wife died of cancer, and within a year decided he was going to do this. He was running one of the races on the year anniversary of his wife dying from cancer. She was like 33. He was running for her. He made a foundation. He ran for her. He completed. I think he completed 3 of the 4. Like, these people, the physical torment they have on their body, multiple that they were following got to a point where their body was rejecting food and water. They were dry heaving, couldn't hold anything down, had to quit, things like that. So I think he did 3.5 of the 4. I think he ended up having to bow out at one of them. Another guy the British guy had to bow out because he tore a tendon or a ligament in his knee. Working, not running. He still had his job and was doing some training stuff, and somebody tore a ligament in his knee. He still tried to complete the race. He had to quit. He went and finished the 4th race, but didn't finish the 3rd one. Went back, circled back, and finished it the next year, and was able to get in the 4 Deserts Club, but it wasn't within the calendar year. It wasn't the Grand Slam. And then there was a couple women. There had never been a woman. This was in 2010, I think, was the year they were racing. No woman had ever won or had ever completed this. And that's what they said. Like, they said there's a few people there that are like competitors that are out there for a time. Everybody else is trying to meet an accomplishment. He said the majority of the people there are just trying to finish. So they kind of team up, they run in groups and this and that. It was really cool to see. But these women wanted to do this. One of them would have been the youngest person to ever complete it, and also the first woman to ever complete it. Corey, was that the girl that got pulled in the bush? Okay, it was the same one. So there were these 2 women that were both trying to complete it the first year. And so she completes the first one. She completes the second one, with help from this other woman. Like, she struggled towards the end of the second one. The third one was at the Gobi, and it ended in Cairo, or in the Sahara. It ended in Cairo, and it was like the 4th of the 5th of the 5 days. She's running along by herself, and she's like, I'm running along in the desert all by myself, and I look over, and there's this Egyptian guy just standing on the side of the road, or side of the course by the bushes. And she said, you're kind of out of it. You don't expect to see anybody. Is it an illusion? Is it a delusion? Is it a mirage? Whatever's going on here in the middle of the 4th day. So they're on like mile 100 or more. 115 degrees. She's exhausted, and she's running by this guy, and she says all of a sudden he puts his hand up and then grabs her, pulls her into the bushes and attempts to rape her. In the middle of an ultra marathon, in the middle of the fucking desert, this woman is being attacked and raped. She was lucky that somebody on a motorbike drove by, startled the guy, and he took off. She gets up, collects herself enough to sprint for like 45 minutes in the middle of this fucking race. She's like, my heart rate was through my fucking roof, through the roof. She's like, I didn't know what was going on. So somebody found her, helped her to the next checkpoint. She sits down. She's trying to fucking process what just happened. She decides she can't go on. She sat for a little while. She got ready to go again from the checkpoint. And she's like, I can't do this. Can't do this. So she quit. So she decides she's going to not finish. She goes back to the camp. So every night after the length of the race, they camp. They stay in a camp, tents, like a pop-up village. And the people that are finishing are coming and talking to her, and they're like, oh my God, I can't believe what happened. And they're like, just stay strong and blah, blah, blah. And she said it was overwhelming, the support she had. And she decided to go back to where she was and finish that leg of the race and end up finishing the race. They said that the motorbike came before the guy got under any of her clothes. So it was a scare. She didn't get physically violated, thank God. But holy crap. Corey and I are looking at each other like, first of all, you're running an ultra marathon through the desert. This is like kind of stressful enough. And now this chick is getting pulled into the fucking bushes by some dirty Egyptian standing in the desert. And she goes out and then runs the rest by herself. She had camera crews with her for the rest of that run. But it's like, you decide, like, I'm going to go back out and fucking finish. Like, you had enough to deal with. Got enough to deal with. She finishes that. She ends up finishing the one in Antarctica, becomes the first woman and the youngest woman to ever complete the Grand Slam. What's that? Oh, yeah. And some dude. So the second race, they were out. It's like 115 degrees. These guys they're all running. They're talking. The camera crews are at the checkpoint for one of the checkpoints. I don't know if it was the finish. It was the finish checkpoint, wasn't it? He almost made it to. It was either the second to last or last checkpoint, and they were kind of standing there. They kind of rally when people are coming in. They cheer for them, and they all wait for everybody to finish. It's a really tight bonded community. You have to assume that it is going to be with what they're doing. But all of a sudden, some guy comes fucking chugging in, and he's like, "There's a dude back there on the ground. There's a fucking dude." Like he couldn't help him. He was by himself. They're all scattered out through these huge long races by the end. They're like, there's a guy on the trail. There's a guy on the course. I don't think he has a pulse. So a bunch of the runners took off to go help him back onto the course. They had already completed this. The workers took off. They're out in the middle of the fucking desert. They go find him and end up transporting him to the fucking checkpoint with a camel. He ends up going to the hospital in an ambulance and ends up dying trying to complete this shit. And the reaction from the other runners when they found out he was dead was interesting to me. They all kind of realized that this isn't just a race anymore. At this level, this is life or death. You need to take care of yourself. You can only rely on yourself, your equipment, your supplies. That this isn't like anything else that they've ever done. that it isn't a training run. It isn't a run where they live. This is extreme stress on the body. And it seemed like a lot more people paired up after that they kind of stayed in clusters, that they were very adamant about watching the people that they've bonded with. There was a story of the Irish guy that finished, was waiting it out, and was sick, and the guy he was running with, he's like, no, go on. I think I gotta quit. He's like, I don't want to leave you here alone, but if I do, don't make any stupid decisions. It's not worth it. Food Forest Farm says riskier than a Boeing rocket ride. It was unreal. Like, I'm like, this dude died, but he died doing what he wanted to accomplish. He found out the limits of his body. If you want to try to maybe make something good of it. But the one dude, they're interviewing him before, and they're talking about how long the races are and how long the stages are. And this was before any of the footage of them actually running the desert, and like looking at these people when they get to the checkpoints, when they finish for the day, seeing the blisters on their feet was unreal. Some of the people's feet by the 5th day of these races, I was like, I don't know where you find the gumption to keep going at that point. I've had blisters from training. I've had one blister at a time from training. These people had dozens of raw, opened up blisters down to that. You know how you get the blister and it turns white around, then there's a pink layer, and then like a little darker, and then inside when it's just raw, it's like fucking dark beet red. Those blisters, the size of quarters on the balls of their feet and shit. They talked to the one guy, and they're interviewing him before, and he's like, I haven't run anything more than 10K in his life. And I don't know what switch flips in your brain that you're an amateur runner. You run for health. You run 5Ks. You run in the morning. You go run for an hour, whatever. You've completed up to a 10K. And all of a sudden you're like, I think I'll go run 150K or 250K. Excuse me. I'm going to go run a race that's 25 times longer than anything I've ever completed. Fuck it. Why not? I'm 56. No one that's old's ever done it. And fuck that. I'm not just going to run one. I'm going to run 4 of them in a year. Rewilder Life says preparation age for blisters. They used it in gymnastics. The guy said, the thing is, and he fared very well. If you get a blister and it starts to fill up, you pop it with they carried blister kits with them. Like they also had to carry everything they needed for the 6 days. For 6 days. All their food, their calories, everything. He said, pop the filled blister and put super glue on it. Coat it with super glue. He says by the end of the race, you could probably run barefoot, I'm guessing, because he's just like, it forms like a layer of second skin that's tougher than skin. Food Forest Farm says because doing hard stuff is the best. Within reason, I think. I mean, he accomplished his goal almost. No, he did. He was the oldest to finish the Grand Slam. So yeah, he was one of the ones. It was tough. They were all tall, lanky ultra marathoners that kind of looked the same to me, and it was bouncing back and forth between all of them throughout the whole show. So I kind of lost track of who was who, and they were all from all over the world. Hanging laundry says super glue is great for hangnails and paper cuts. I always kept super glue in my pocket when I was a bartender because you would cut your fingers or you'd get hangnails and shit like that. And then you're working with citrus fruit and it was just ungodly. So super glue was cuts on any fingers, hangnails, shit like that. Super glue was always in my pocket as a bartender. Winter cracked fingers. Yeah, anything like that. Hey, Marianne, how we doing over on the vertical feed? You're watching from Kuwait. Hey, how's Kuwait this morning? How are things in Kuwait? Do you have any presidential elections coming up you would like to talk about? Oh man, I don't know. But that documentary really, it was both inspiring and like, what the fuck am I doing today? What am I doing that's so hard today that I can't accomplish it? It makes you, when you stop and actually think about it at any length or any depth, you're like, maybe I could do a little bit more. Maybe I could do a little bit more and not even be on the precipice of making it to the edge of the insanity that these people are. Hunter says, I've been told running is like crack and crack is bad. I enjoyed it. I enjoyed running. I can't say I won't. I'm guessing I won't dive into running like I did before. I'm really enjoying the workouts I'm getting at Delinquent Scully. And as I have started to look at it more like that, I not only am trying to make the most out of the work that I'm doing that needs to be accomplished, whatever I'm doing out there, but I'm also keeping in mind and trying to set up almost like circuits to do when I'm not working, when I want to work out. Once we're out there permanently, when we're staying out there, it will be very interesting to have a nature gym, I guess. Nature gym. Should be good. I watched, we watched The Biggest Loser for a while. Watching the workouts, I was able to see the things that they were doing, not necessarily the running on the treadmill or the stair stepper and all that shit, but the circuit training they were doing. And everything they were doing is accomplishable in the woods. Got all the weight in the world. I cut down trees yesterday. I'm clearing a swath for Starlink signal. I cut down some pretty decent trees. I also bucked them up and cut them into lengths and moved the lengths. Cut the lengths a little longer. Make them a little heavier. Move them a little farther. Stack them up here and then stack them up there. If you don't necessarily have to be getting something accomplished to work out, it helps. It helps for sure, but I wouldn't mind setting up a nature gym. get myself in shape on top of maybe help some other people too at some point. But I have to take care of me first. I have to be able to go, this is what you can do if you do this. Come on out. We'll put you through your paces. But that documentary last night, I sat and I laid in bed and contemplated it. Hanging Laundry says nature body weight gym, great idea. Yeah, body weight, trees, ropes courses, incline runs. The topography of the property lends itself really well for a workout. You want to do hill sprints? I got some hills for you. You want to do a ruck hike? Yeah. Corey went for a run out there this past weekend, and she's like, holy shit. Holy shit. Food Forest Farm says balance beam water carry. And like all of it. All of it. Hanging Laundry, pulling weighted sled, bear crawls. Like, I'm looking at building our cabin, not having vehicle access, as a huge training exercise, basically. Not necessarily building the cabin, but getting all the fucking materials in there. It's both going to be a mental training exercise on figuring out how to accomplish it, how to move the large amounts of weight in the most effective way, but also the physical training of actually moving all the materials. And some of the materials are going to be pretty fucking heavy. We're going to be looking at 6x6s, you know, I don't know, 15 to 20 foot long. That's a heavy piece of lumber. And I'm going to have to move several of them up a huge hill. I have ideas. I like been brainstorming this shit since we decided. But the accomplishment of getting it done, both mentally and physically, is what I'm chasing. Among other things. But that is that's a big goal. We'll just cut a driveway in and drive the stuff up there. Get a four-wheeler. That's not the point. The point isn't to make it easy. The point is to feel accomplished at the end. In my mind. Does it cheapen it? Like if I break down and I'm like, yeah, fuck this. We're gonna get a skidder. We're gonna get a logging skidder. We're gonna load up a trailer. And we're just gonna fucking skid it through the woods and get it up there because we need to build our cabin. If it comes to that, will I be disappointed? A little. Will I still accomplish building a cabin in the woods? Absolutely. But if I can accomplish what the original goal is and keep it non-vehicle access, that's pretty big, guys. So we'll see. We'll see. Still working at it. Plugging away, prepping, taking our time, doing things right. It's going to be like everything else. Slowly, then all at once. Slowly, then all at once. So it's exciting. It's exciting. Anyway, we're gonna wrap it up today. I gotta head back out to DG today. Ran out of fuel yesterday. I was going to do a shitload of weed eating, grab the weed eater fuel, and boom, it was empty. So I ran chainsaw all day. Had two-stroke mixed gas. Ran it through the chainsaw, drained all the 20-volt chainsaw batteries, and had a day of it. It was very productive and got somewhere. Going to pick up a little bit of fuel for the string trimmer today, and hopefully get that all knocked out in one shot today before the rain starts tomorrow. And it's supposed to, we're pushing, it looks like we're going to get between 2.5 and 3 inches of rain in 24 hours, and then another followed up by pushing an inch on Friday. Could be interesting. Hunter says, World War II is overused technology from Uncle Roger. Yeah. Something about the personal achievement. Anyway, we'll wrap it up here. Get out of here. It is Wednesday. It's hump day, guys. What are you doing? What are you doing today to make tomorrow better for you? What are you doing today to make your world better next week, in the future? What are you working on? Work on it a little harder today. And when you're like, I think I'm done, think about those fucking ultra marathoners and say, I don't have to run ultra marathons through the desert to achieve things. How about I just start with whatever I was supposed to get done today? I hope you have an awesome Wednesday. Make it over the hump, and we'll come back. It'll be Thirsty Thursday. We'll chat again. We'll dive into some news stories. Maybe get some trolls in the vertical feed. We'll have a good time, and I'll catch up with you then. Have a great day, guys, and we'll see you tomorrow.
Shining in with the moon, gray. Not the enemy's longest night.